Hey, Chris the Shrine Dog here, coming to you from Utah. Might be a little bit tricky for me to get to my destination today. You see the dark clouds over there, the raindrops on the windshield. Good thing I have my GoPro with me to do some outdoor filming in the rain. Okay, you're gonna have to excuse the wind. As you can see around me, pretty cloudy. It's probably gonna rain again pretty soon, so good thing I have my GoPro with me. But I wanted to come to this place that I've been wanting to come to for a very, very long time. As you can see, as you know, the West was built on many pioneers, many explorers, and also when you think of westward expansion, you think Utah and the Mormon pioneers played a huge role in westward expansion. The place I actually wanted to come to is here in Provo is the Pioneer Museum, but it's closed right now. The museum has actually been here for a long time. The Pioneer Museum, constructed by the Provo City, assisted by Provo daughters and sons of Utah pioneers, and the Works Progress Administration from 1935 until 1937. So we're going on about 80 years now since this place has been open. Look at this architecture so far. This is kind of a pretty cool looking building for something that was built in the 30s. But right now it is closed. April through October, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday from 1 to 4 p.m. I'm going to come back tomorrow. I'm going to see if I can come back tomorrow and actually check out the inside of this place, check it out. But for right now, I'm going to check out the rest of the property. Oh yeah. Looks like it was put up for the Centennial Legacy Project. Utah's Centennial was in 1996. That was 100 years after they became a state. So that's what this site was erected for. So I'm not sure what Chief Soyeta, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. I don't know what his role in the history of the area is. Here's a little wooden statue of him. Maybe that's something that would be worth researching. It's worth a Google. Not only did I want to come and check out this Pioneer Museum right here, but something that shares the same parking lot as it. No, not the water park over there. I'm not talking about that. You see White Mountain with BYU's logo up there. But I wasn't referring to those. I was referring to this. Pioneer Village, man. This looks awesome. Check it out back there. This place looks amazing. I've always drive by this place. I've always wanted to come check it out just to see what it's like here, but never really had the time. Looks like as of now it is closed for the season. So I guess I could set up an appointment by calling either one of these numbers. But I guess that since the summertime is over or coming to a close, it's just a couple of days before September 11th, but it's starting to cool off a little bit. Definitely want to come back and check this place out. This is just cool looking. You just have a whole bunch of Mormon pioneer cabins just set up here the way it is, along with this field, this little garden they have right here. I'm not sure what all these over here are supposed to be, but as you can obviously tell, here's some corn stalks right here. You can see some corn there. Outsiders! Catch my reference? I don't know if a whole lot of people in the LDS community have actually seen what that movie was, but if you can guess that movie, down in the comments down below, more props to you. Just to let you know, I am terribly sorry about the wind. This wind is unexpected. Earlier today it was actually super sunny, no wind at all. When I decided to come out and come do some vlogging, that's when it started getting all cloudy, rainy, and windy. So I'm sorry if you can't hear me if you can't hear me over the wind. One of these covered wagons right here, and some 1800s style bathrooms, and then aren't outhouses. This is pretty cool. And it looks like just right here, this little building, hey look, they had a wasp catcher or something. But if it looks like this was like where the blacksmith would be, and also like that's like a feeding quarters over there, just a little area over there. I don't know yet though. Maybe next time I come here, I'll be able to get access to get in and come check this place out. Okay, here is some pretty cool information. The first tabernacle in 1856, this ground was dedicated as a site for Utah State Tabernacle. Construction commenced in 1863. The edifice was 3 stories high, 81 feet long, 47 feet wide, built for 80 feet. Built of adobe with rock foundation, 7 feet at base, 4 feet at top. A bell in the belfry called the people to church, sounded alarms and curfew for many years. The building was dedicated by the President John Taylor September 1867. It served Utah State until 1883, when a new tabernacle was erected. Thereafter, it was used for special occasions until 1919, when it was raised. And here, this talks about the monument. So go ahead and pause now to read the rest of that if you want to, but I don't have time to right now. Anyways, there's still that little placard that was talking about the replacement tabernacle, and that opened up in I think the 1890s. The building is sorry about that. I was just trying to adjust my camera. The building itself is actually still there, and was used as a tabernacle and a place of gathering for church organizations or church get-togethers. You know what I mean? Anyways, it was used as a tabernacle and a stake center up until about the very end of 2009, very beginning of 2010, because I think it was an electrical fire that burned basically the entire interior of the building, leaving just the outer shell and about 85 to 90% of the spires that are there. The building is still there, but it's actually used as something else nowadays. Since the fire did not actually, destroy the exterior, the outer shell of the building, it was still usable, but they would have to basically renovate the entire interiors of it because everything was burned and stuff like that. So in, I think it was the end of 2012-ish, I think it was, when the LDS, the Mormon Church, announced that they were going to use that property, since they already owned it. They were going to use that property and use the shell, the outer shell of the building, to build one of the temples that the LDS Church has. That would have made it the second temple in the city of Provo, Utah, to be used as a temple. Well, this is actually the original Provo LDS Temple. It opened up in about 1977. It's right across the street from the MTC. And that's an acronym for the Missionary Training Center. That's where you see the majority of the elders and the sister missionaries. They come here for from 2 weeks to 3 months, depending on what country you're going to and what language you have to learn. You go there to learn as much as you can, but you don't learn everything. You can't learn that in the 2 years, the 18 months to 2 years you're out on your mission. Anyways, I was there from April 2003 until June 2003 because I was going to Germany and I had to learn how to speak German. It did not take 2 months to learn how to speak it, but it took pretty much the entire time I was there to speak it fluently. They just teach you the very, very basics to get by. Then you just kind of learn more throughout the process. Anyways, well, in the 2 months that I was there, the first month I was there, the spire here was kind of like a goldish bronze color, and it had no angel Moroni. That's what the statue is. The gold statue at the very tip of it. That's what that is an angel Moroni. You see those are the majority of the temples across the world. But when I first went to the MTC, that statue was not up there. As a matter of fact, about a month when I was into the MTC, they painted that white and put the angel Moroni up there. So it's only been up there for about 14 years. A little bit less than half the time that temple has existed. And that temple was there to help serve the members here in the Utah Valley, or Utah County. And since this temple has been built, there's been quite a few of them built since then, because there's such a huge LDS population here. They've had this one to serve all that time. Mount Timpanogos Temple is way off in the distance. That only opened about, I think, 10 or 15 years ago. The Payson, Utah Temple is way south, about 20 minutes away from here. You can't really see, I know, I'm just showing you trees right now. But yeah, that's but yeah, that out of all those temples, out of all the temples across the world that the members visit, this right here was and still is the busiest temple in the world. You see, when this temple was built, it was the only temple here originally in the area, but it served so many people. And the reason why it is the busiest temple in the world is because, well, there's a few reasons why. It was serving the members of the church that live here in Provo and the surrounding areas. But not only did it serve them, but it also served the students that were going to BYU, Idaho, or BYU, sorry, not BYU, Idaho, it's a different campus. The main BYU campus here in Provo was serving them, all those students that were going here from different countries, different states, different cities. They would all go to this temple and do their thing there. And not only was it serving them and the members and the students, but it was also serving the missionaries that were, you know, staying here in the MTC, just right in front of me right now. So that was a huge problem for this temple, the church, because there's such a massive population of people here in the church that would go to this temple. So the traffic, it was just traffic busy here. The traffic here at this temple was busy, and there was just not enough people working there. Nor did they have enough room for everybody there to not only perform their thing there, or practice their religious beliefs there. It was getting kind of cramped and busy. So when the Provo Temple, or when the Provo Tabernacle burned, it left the outer shell there and the majority of the spires there intact, but the interior of the building was actually burned and not recognizable. Therefore, it made that building, the interior of that building, not even usable. You couldn't even use it anymore. So since the church actually owned that property, they announced that it was either in 2011 or 2012. It was like about a couple years after the fire. They announced that they would actually convert the exterior, they'd keep the outer shell as preserved as possible. They would actually use that as a second temple here in Provo to take off the burden of so much work being done at this original temple, and take off a load and be able to have a second temple here to serve more of the LDS population here. I hope that what I just said makes sense. You know what I mean? Anyways, let's go on over there right now. You see, the church decided that with what was left of the building, they decided that they're going to build another temple here in Provo to help take away some of the work from that temple and take a load off of their shoulders and be able to help them out. So they built this. They took the building and made a second temple out of it. Well, right in the middle of downtown Provo, they built their second temple. This is the building that used to be known as the Provo Tabernacle. For a little bit, for some historical photos of it, just go ahead and look up the Provo Tabernacle, and you compare that with what it looks like now today, a temple. Originally, I think it had 6 spires. Originally, it had 5 spires, the 4 in the corner and 1 in the middle. And I think they took the middle one out. At one point, had 2 more on the sides of those. Double check that, because that may or may not be wrong. I may or may not be wrong. If it's wrong, what I just said, I'll admit to it. I'll fess up to it. So look up some historical photos of it. And there's a little place over here. I'm gonna go prop up my camera over there and read a little bit of history off of that plaque. Hopefully I can get a good shot of the temple right there in the background. Speaking of historical photos, this little plaque right here has a picture of the tabernacle circa 1885. And that's what it was. So in this picture, here's a meeting, like a church meeting house right here, according to what this says, and the tabernacle right here. And the baptistry is located in front of the meeting house. So I'm assuming that's what that is right there. The end of that. Anyways, you can see that. And that's this end of the building, the west end of the building. Yeah, that's awesome. I know I've seen other historical photos where this was not even there. So the piece where the angel Moroni is on was not even there at one point. So yeah. I'm going to go ahead and read off this placard. Hopefully I'm speaking loud enough to where you can hear me. I wanted to be able to get the shot from where the camera is right now of the temple. Hopefully it's a good shot. Anyways, members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints have gathered on this block since the 1850s to worship and make sacred covenants. The transformation of the Utah State Tabernacle, which is this, into the Provo City Center Temple continues this sacred heritage. After President Brigham Young selected the site, construction began on a meeting house in 1856. It was designed by church architect Troubadour Angel. I've been able to find his grave, or like his little plot where he was buried at, in Salt Lake City. And church members worshiped in this building until it was razed in 1990. Members of the Daughters of Utah Pioneers and Sons of Utah Pioneers preserved the lintel stone adjacent to the marker from the original meeting house. In the late 1870s, a baptistry was built to the west of the meeting house, uncovered during an archaeological dig in 2012, right after the fire. The font reveals the site as a place where Latter-day Saints historically made sacred covenants unto the Lord. As the community outgrew the capacity of the meeting house, church leaders commissioned William H. Falsam to design a new, larger structure. Initiated in 1883, construction of the Utah State Tabernacle ended in 1898. For more than 100 years, the Tabernacle housed worship services, community gatherings, and cultural events. Early in the morning of December 17, 2010, like I was saying right around that time, a fire consumed all but the outer shell of the building. 10 months later, President Thomas S. Monson, president and prophet of the church, announced that the building would be restored and used as a temple, like how we see it today. Church members continued to gather to this historic place. They, like their predecessors, make sacred covenants with God through the ordinances offered in the house of the Lord. Pretty cool stuff. It's amazing how they are still using this building, and it was actually one of the very first buildings built here in Utah County, it seems like, because the Mormons didn't even show up to Utah until 1847, and they started construction on this building in the 1850s. Well, they also started construction on the Salt Lake Temple, the one temple that everybody inside and outside of the church recognizes the Mormons for. They started the construction of this building right about the same time as the Salt Lake Temple, but this was completed way before, because the Salt Lake Temple took them 40 years for them to build. Come here, look. Go to this side again. Okay? Do you do YouTube stuff?
What's that?
Do you post your stuff on YouTube at all?
Mostly just like Facebook.
Okay.
I use it for a lot of ward activities so we can get everybody in the picture.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Let them stroll around and view the whole picture.
Exactly. I do a lot of YouTube stuff, so that's why I'm trying to get all this. And I'm just trying to do like a little ending credits.
I used to do support for GoPro.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, technical
nice.
support. So.
Nice.
Until they moved to the Philippines.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Uh-oh.
But it was a good company to work for. They let us do a lot for the customers, so we like that.
Yeah, I love using the cameras a lot. It's just really easy.
Yeah.
I use these mainly because they're waterproof, so it makes it a lot easier to film for my YouTube channel.
They came out with a 360 setup that took 5 of the Hero 5 Blacks to offer, or six of them. So it was like a $5,000 package.
Oh wow!
But they've rethought and realized they need to make it cheaper, so they're coming out with their own 360 camera.
Oh, there you go.
Have a good one.
You too. Thank you.
Hi, buddy.
No, chill. Hold on. Don't do that. No. Get rid of that. Hold on. Okay. Traditionally, each temple has something like this on the side of it, giving the information of when the dedication for the temple was. It was dedicated in 2016, so it's only been open for about a year and a half. A little bit. It was March 2016 when they dedicated it and opened it for services to the members here to help easy up the work over the other Provo temple. As you can see here, Tabernacle was completed in 1898. Temple 2016. How cool is that? I don't know how difficult it is to see it, but usually right above the entrances of the temples in the world, if you look up, it says Holiness to the Lord, the house of the Lord. That's on the side of pretty much every single temple in existence in today's world. There are actually, in the entire world, there are 157 LDS active temples, operating temples, which includes 2 previously dedicated but closed for renovation. Sorry, I'm reading it off my phone, so I got my facts straight. 12 under construction and 13 announced, which are not yet under construction. And this temple right behind me is one of the more recent temples that they just dedicated. Obviously, 2016. I think there's only been 1 or 2 so far in 2017 that have been dedicated, but that part I cannot yet confirm because I did not look it up before I started this little segment. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you very much for watching today's vlog. Anyways, I want to thank everybody for watching this vlog. I know this vlog actually went a lot longer than I had expected it to be, but I'm not really vlogging very much anymore, so I guess it's okay to do longer videos. You guys can keep watching the channel. Thank you for subscribing. I know I should not be doing this, but I have Exploring Ryan's live video going on right now. Right there. Just keeping tabs on Hurricane Irma. To tell you the truth, I would actually much rather watch vlogs, live YouTube videos of people who are actually experiencing it over watching news channels, and just kind of see what's going on, get like a first-hand point of view instead of a news broadcaster's point of view. So those of you who are in Florida in general, stay safe. Thank you very much. I don't know what's going on over there, exact 100%. I never lived through a hurricane before, so I don't know what it's like to do all that stuff. I don't know what you have to prepare for. So Exploring Ryan, Greg, all you guys stay safe. Do what you can do to survive. Do what you can do to help take care of your families. You guys seem to have a handle on things. You guys have a lot more experience with hurricanes than I do. Compared to I have zero experience with hurricanes. I've never even seen a hurricane in person or experienced one at all ever in my life. Anyways, thank you for watching this. You guys have our full support. Just take care of yourselves. That's all I'm asking, I guess you could say. Anyways, thank you for watching my vlog today. Hope I did not bore you at all. I know that a lot of people, when I try in my vlogs, I try to avoid gospel topics or religious stuff, you know. Not for everybody's benefit, but because I know that it can actually cause a lot of strife, a lot of arguments, a lot of fighting, which is stuff I want to avoid on my YouTube channel. But a lot of westward expansion here in America has something to do with, you know, religion. A good chunk of that history, the Mormon Church has something to do with it. And I know that during this vlog, I went a little bit outside of my comfort zone to talk to you about those temples. But believe me, I could have gotten a lot more religious in the conversation. But because of, I do believe that, well, how should I phrase this? Well, let's just say that I am very pro First Amendment, where you can practice, you have the freedom to practice whatever religion you want to practice, or you have the right, the freedoms to not practice any religion if you wanted to. See, but the Mormon religion is something that is a part of me. It's hard for me not to talk about it every once in a while, especially if you live here in Utah, because it has a heavy influence in life, on the culture here in Utah. Anyways, sorry for the stuffy nose. My allergies are acting up a little bit. Anyways, thank you very much for watching this very long vlog. I hope you guys enjoy watching these just as much as I enjoy making them, filming them. So yeah. Anyways, talk to you guys later. Please check out the websites down below, the links for our Facebook page, for my Patreon account. Sorry, my son's back there. He's happy. And I will talk to you guys later. Thank you very much for watching.